Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a special episode of the Coach's Corner on the Bridging Impact Podcast Network. My name is Coach Furtado, Justin Furtado, and every week on Coach's Corner, I share some of the wisdom that I am learning and gaining from my life experiences as a basketball coach, substitute teacher, and honestly, just what I am absorbing, consuming, and trying to apply into my life. And this is a celebration episode because I have reached a milestone that I'm proud of, and it's something that I've been shooting for since I started and, creating content on the internet. I reached 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and I'm really excited because you know, it took some time, and I lost a little bit of my thought. I tried to go into media, and there's like a little clapping thing, but just imaginary some clapping. And one of the things is that I just want to take this episode to share like what that journey was like and how I really feel like I'm really just starting like 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, it's not the end goal, and finishing Shoe Dog and the story of Phil Knight and starting Nike actually has really given me a lot of great perspective that I'll kind of try and weave in to this episode as well. But really, like, it started January 1st, 2019 is when I really started to create content on the internet. It's when I really committed to it. I said, like, good morning, everyone. I just said, have a great day. That's pretty much what I was posting. I just wanted to post, about more positivity. I saw a lot of negativity on the internet, and just I always knew that there was a message inside of me that I wanted to share. And at the time, obviously, I was a student at University of Oregon, and I'm going through, the challenges of what it's like to be posting, content, putting yourself out there, creating that, like, for lack of a better term, target on your back, and, having roommates and, friends and people, in a joking way, kind of making fun of you, like, good morning, Furtado, and whatnot. And, kind of trying to I didn't always have like the thickest skin. So kind of some of that stuff really bothered me, going through it. And, I've kind of had my own anxieties over the years about posting content and, putting myself out there and putting that message out there that I feel like it's not necessarily me doing it. It's like I have like a higher calling, a universe, that is, helping me be consistent every single week and push out that message. And, I've always wanted to, since my high school dreams were to, I actually got certified to be a personal trainer, like as soon as I was done with my senior year. And, what I originally thought when I went to University of Oregon, I thought I was going to be a personal trainer. Like, I was in the kinesiology program, and really quickly I shifted and to, public planning, public policy, and management. And that's because, like, they have a really good nonprofit side of that program. And because I originally, I wanted to start like a nonprofit gym for kids. And then I got involved in the Boys and Girls Club and really loved that mission. And Boys and Girls Club's actually where the first time I really had the opportunity to coach. And it's really funny because I'm going to talk to my teacher who taught my coaching class, who helped me run that first class today. And that episode will drop next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that. That's why you got to subscribe to the podcast, because we have so many wonderful guests. And I've been having a lot of great coaches in my past recently come on and share their wisdom. But getting back to the story is over the years, like from Boys and Girls Club, right? I'm moving here to LA and, picking up, just as like an evening basketball coach, and really recognizing that the power of, mentoring and making an impact on someone's life from Boys and Girls Club kind of transferred over to, kind of the basketball court. And how can I do that? How can I teach basketball skills while I'm also teaching life skills on and off the court? And, I was still creating at the time. I went from those that have been following me from day one. Better World Challenge was my original like creative project. And, for those that are, new with me, long story short, I was created Better World Challenge to essentially, challenge people to be giving back to their communities, right? We ran different challenges like trash cleanups, like, donations where we can, give, I lacking a better term, but like underwear to, homeless shelters and, different challenges like that I just wanted to, get out into the internet and into the world. And so that's how I really got started was Better World Challenge. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can actually watch some of the first original videos, like Better World Awareness. I was just trying to spread positive news, on the internet. And then it turned into Impact, where, I was really trying to help college graduates, find their place in the world, because I know that's something I was really challenged with. Because of the pandemic, I had no idea. I didn't see myself at the Boys and Girls Club working with first graders the year after I went through college. But because of the pandemic, so many things shifted. But I'm so, so grateful that happened, because that is what actually has led me to being a basketball coach. I know that for a fact. And it's kind of amazing how things like line up for your journey when you look back, think and reflect, and, fast forward to where we are in this moment, right? Like, I recognized my opportunity, through basketball coaching here in Los Angeles when I was with Royal Basketball School, that it's something that I'm just like born to do. This is like a responsibility of mine. It's where a lot of positive memories are from when I was a kid, and I want to share that with the next generation. Not only that, I want to be more intentional about teaching some of those life lessons that maybe I didn't necessarily get taught, or even if I did get taught, I want to teach them as well to the next generation. That's why Bridging Impact has kind of originally shifted from just a mentor and leadership podcast for youth to kind of really focusing on like sports and athletics and leadership in athletics specifically, and how we can make an impact. And for me, like starting Bridging Impact Basketball, the training company and the training side of things, is because I really want to focus on building great experiences for kids that actually help them become better team basketball players, because there's a lot of individual work, and selfishness in the game of basketball right now. And I think Bridging Impact can really provide a lot of leadership that can really make a big difference in the lives of the people that we get the opportunity to serve. And so now I'm kind of aligning the Bridging Impact podcast and the Bridging Impact basketball, training and leadership services, and everything's kind of aligning at once. And now I hit this 1,000 subscriber mark. And, I wouldn't say that it's not an easy thing to do. I mean, I'm not going to claim here that it's easy, but for those that have something inside of them, like a voice, an inner voice that's calling them to do something greater, I just really, encourage you to, kind of listen to it and keep going and keep, being guided along, because it's been a journey, right? Like, let's see, we're in 2013 now. When I started creating in 2019, I actually was doing YouTube content in 2019. That kind of took a break. And I think one of the things that's really helped me over the past year, where I've really been consistent as a coach and a creator, is just, consistently showing up and, trying to always optimize your own personal content, because it's so easy, as I talk to other creators, to get into the comparison trap, right? Of like, okay, my buddy, I think about some of my other buddies, like my buddy Tex, he's got millions of followers. I got, my buddy Sendejas, who, he's on my, we go IG live, and whenever I'm back home, we create content together. He's launching a successful business, and, it's really easy to compare with your buddies and people of your age and that you see on the internet, right? Like, I just had Tyler on the podcast earlier this week, and he was a great guest. If you haven't listened to that, go listen to that episode. He's 24, we're the same age, but he has a gym and a big following, and I can compare myself to him, but he's put in the hours, he's put in the work to get there. I haven't. Like, I went to school, and it took me a little while to find this kind of really niche. And I think like last July is when I really recognize that this is an opportunity for me to go forward, and this is part of my calling, and I want to speak, and I want to do a lot of different things, but I recognize this is my path to making a living, right? Because you have to do that. You can't just go on the street and yell and shout your message out. I mean, and you probably could if you tried to make it a nonprofit and you're a really good fundraiser, but in general, you have to, if you feel a calling, right, you have to figure out a way to monetize it, to make it sustainable, or have a job, and there's other ways to do it. And this is not an episode for that, but this is an episode to share my wins of getting to 1,000 subscribers, and to encourage you to continue to follow whatever that is telling you inside your head, right? I'm not sure, maybe you want to be a coach as well. Maybe you want to start a podcast, right? And just recognize that, for me, I quit the Better World Challenge podcast and Better World Challenge because I was really impatient. I wanted to see results now. and I actually was doing really well on the show. Actually, I think probably better than what I'm doing right now on Bridging Impact. But I shifted my focus on Bridging Impact now to really just focusing on the process of things, and focusing on one guest at a time. And it's amazing that if I get 10 listens on a show, that's like 10 people in the room of either me just straight up talking, which is wild, or, bringing in a lot of these amazing guests that I have the privilege of interviewing. So that's kind of the perspective I want to share with y'all. I'm curious, I'd love to know what some of your goals or dreams are that are kind of nudging you along, and, how can the Bridging Impact community help you reach them? Because, as much as I care about athletics, I also want to help transform those that, want to make a difference in the world in whatever, kind of industry and space they're in. So I really appreciate you for taking the time to listen to this episode. If you could share it with a friend, that'd be wonderful. If you want to leave it a little rating on Spotify or a review on Apple Podcasts, I'd really appreciate that. But at the end of the day, right, like we only have one life, one opportunity to be able to make our dreams happen. So why not do it? And of course, it's not going to happen overnight, right? And for me, like I'm still just starting, right? I still, Bridging Impact's not full time. I'm substitute teaching, and there's a lot of different things that you can do, and recognizing that it's just going to take patience, right? Like, Gary V says, if you're under 70 years old, you're still young and you can still keep going, and, just to not give up. So I appreciate you all, and I will be in your eyes and ears next weekend. Coach Furtado out.